Hey everybody, you are about to watch the Dr. Jaime Show. I hope you enjoy this episode. Good morning and welcome to the Dr. Jaime Show. I am so happy that you are with me today on this happy Friday. I am so excited that I have butterflies in my stomach, so tomorrow is a huge day for me. It is the Dr. Jaime Show celebration party. We're having guests and sponsors at this event. It is going to be a great time. The Dr. Jaime Show is all on increasing your likability, your success, your happiness. And today we're going to chat a little bit about parenting. We have parenting expert Ellie Hirsch on the show with us today. I can see her in my side vision right here. And we are going to chat about moms, about dads, about co-parenting, about the holidays. What do you do when your child breaks down in the middle of the store and throws a toy at your head? I don't know. She's got the answer for us, thank goodness. So we are going to have a fun show. Returning guest Sebastian is joining us again from the, I love this, these baseball bat mugs. That's right, you can fill them up with beer, you can fill them up with water, but who would do that? And you can drink from them, the Thompson Mug Company. You've got to check them out. I love these are awesome.
Great Christmas
You
gifts.
can fill them up with our other sponsor's drink, which is liquor. However, I would not recommend a full bat mug full of vodka from Kozuba or their whiskey either. You could, but you'd probably not make it home. Hashtag Uber on that night for sure. But we are going to be using these whiskeys, these vodkas, these bat mugs, and amazing service from all of these sponsors in like 30 hours, I think, Wes, right? Mm-hmm. Who's counting? I'm so excited. I can't wait for the celebration. Thank you so much to all of the sponsors that support the Dr. Jaime Show. It means so much to Wes and I and to our family. Before I show you the dress, because that's right, someone sponsored my dress. Never in my life would I have dreamed of something like that. But yes, someone sponsored my dress, and it's the most beautiful dress I've ever worn. And I'm going to show it to you in just a minute and let you know who sponsored my dress. So what do I want to tell you? I want to tell you that next week is the 22nd, is that right? December 22nd? That's crazy. I was making sure my notes are right. That's insane. We have our favorite astrological coach returning, Marty Montez, to give us a rundown of all of our horoscope signs and what to expect in 2018. So if you have any questions, message those in. Then on the 5th, so we're taking off the 29th. Go enjoy your family. Get ready for the new year. That's what I'll be doing. And then on the 5th, we're returning with Sarah McDougall. She is an abuse recovery coach. So we're going to chat with her about relationships and how she overcame something like that. Some of those questions you might have up in your mind are personal. Go ahead and privately message me. I would never attach your name to a question like that, and maybe we can ask Sarah those questions. On the 12th, we have Thomas King here with Florida Firearms Academy. He is also a sponsor of the show. And we're going to have a firearms segment. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wes, I might need you on the show for that one. I don't know what to ask, so go ahead and send in some of your questions and help me out, help a girl out as to what we're going to do on that show. I'm sure he's going to give us some demonstrations and show us some things, but no one will be hurt in the making of that particular Dr. Jaime episode. On the 19th, I'm having Dr. Uhuru Smith, Vera Anderson, and Rachel Carpenter, 3 super successful women, and we are going to have a badass segment all about women. So that will be fun. But these women are such leaders that men, you can learn from them too. Definitely a segment to listen to. And guys, if you have a woman that is working out in the business field and pushing really hard and trying to grow and be even more successful, you might be able to give some tips from this episode or get some insight into what she faces on a day-to-day basis from that episode as well. And then on the 26th, we're having another parenting expert on the show, Sapna Shah. So if there's other questions that you think of after you watch this episode and you kind of sit back and say, I should have asked her that, you can either email them to Ellie, and if you don't email her directly, you can go ahead and message in those questions, and I will make sure that Sapna answers them for you as well. Okay, so let's think here. Advertising opportunities, product placement. That's a huge advertising opportunity that is hot right now. Feel free, email me dr@drjaimek.com. We can talk about product placement, sponsorship in 2018. Product placement and sponsorship for 2017 are closed, but what are we, 2 weeks away? So just shoot me an email and we will go ahead and get you hooked up for 2018. You better be honest and reputable, or the answer will be no to that sponsorship, though, I will tell you that. Okay, CNBC, 12/20, December 20th. If you go to the job interview if you go to YouTube and type in the job interview, 2 maids and a mop, you are going to see a slew of our videos. And boy, I'm so sassy in these videos. You're going to love it. It's so fun. It was a great time. So check out the full episode on CNBC, 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern on 12/20. That's the job interview, 2 maids and a mop. I am on there interviewing 5 or 6 candidates for a position. You're going to see some of them that are super nervous, some that are like, I got this. You'll see the way that they dress, the way that they talk, sort of the do's and don'ts of the interview process. So that'll be fun. What else do I need to tell you? I think I told you everything. Oh, okay. As you're thinking about your 2018 goals, so here's kind of my Dr. Jaime tip of the week. I give you a tip every week. As you're thinking about your 2018 goals, and I hope that you are, you don't just think about them, that you write them down, right? We've talked about SMART goals. That can be a whole nother segment. You think about the different sectors of your life: physical, emotional, financial, leisure, social, family, relationship. But something that I did differently, especially now that I'm so, truly, I am blown away and blessed, I feel, to have sponsors, people that are backing me. So I said, if they're willing to go out of their way and they believe in me, I need to make sure I can give back to them. So I sat down and I listed out the sponsors and I said, I'm going to get each one of these sponsors business in 2018. That is my mission. So I've got my goals, I've got my family goals, my financial goals, all those goals. But I need to take it to the next level, and I need to be very specific with these people and make sure that I pass them business in 2018. And I will do it. In fact, I did it yesterday with my first one, and we're right before 2018. But it made me feel really good to make the connection and to see how I can help other people. So I challenge you that after you make your goals for yourself, to maybe pick like 3 to 5 people that you will give an opportunity to in 2018. Especially if you're a leader and you have the ability to maybe advance someone that's been overlooked, or pass on a project to someone, or just somehow give people an opportunity to level up. If you've got the power in any capacity to do that, whether you're a parent, a leader, a host of a show, whatever it is, take a step back and do something completely selfless and say, you know what, I can leverage that person. I can bring them up, so I'm going to do it. I think 3 is a good number. If you could do 5, that's great. But try to leverage people up. I think if we can get the community, the society, the country, the world to start leveling people up instead of pushing them down, maybe better things will come from it. So it starts with you. It starts with me. So help leverage people up when you have the opportunity in 2018. So that's my tip for you. Okay, so my dress. I have to tell you that Karen and Mark Gilman with On Point Executive Center sponsored my dress. They specialize in virtual offices, in meeting spaces, so much more. Go to their website, onpointexecutivecenter.com, and they now specialize in my dress. Can I say that? I don't know if Karen, you're watching. But it's so beautiful, and first appearances are everything, and I'm going to feel beautiful and wonderful at this party because of them. So I am going to show you my dress right now. Okay, wish I could wear it, but I did make the commitment I would not wear it until the day of. So for those of you that want to see it, let me show you. Can you see that in the screen, Wes? Can you see it? Is it good? Okay. There we go. And up there? Okay, that's fine. Yep. You know it? Yep. Okay, cool. See the front? Now wait, it even gets better. Look at the back of this thing. Tell me this is not like up there with the most beautiful dress you've ever seen. I just feel like I just want to sit here in it. And so when you come out, Ellie, I'll just be like, I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so exciting. It's so beautiful. Mark and Karen Gilman with On Point Executive, thank you so much. I've been overjoyed about wearing this dress, and tomorrow in 30 hours I will be in it, and I hope I don't fall in the pool. So, and for all of you guests and sponsors out there, they're like, oh my God, I didn't think it was that fancy. It's not. I'm going to feel fancy and beautiful. It's such a great day for me to be able to honor you. So wear jeans and ball cap. It's perfectly fine. I have these heels I'll be wearing for the first 5 minutes, and then I have my beach sandals that I'll be putting on. So beautiful dress and beach sandals. Enough of that. I know what you're waiting for. You're waiting for parenting expert Ellie Hirsch. Come on out. Yay! I need music like the Ellen Show. I say that every time. Take a seat. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good. So should we fill our drinks with, and then
Sure.
probably, is that, moms can have fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's right.
welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank
yeah,
you.
excellent. So I guess the first question that we always ask is, tell the viewers something interesting, unique, crazy, bizarre that nobody or few people know about you.
Okay, so I will admit that I still have my blanket from when I was 5.
Oh.
And I sleep with it every single night and wherever I travel.
So-
She is a she. She
She
comes
is a she.
with me.
Yes, with you. Well, my
Yes.
husband has a he. I'm gonna rat him out right now. Yep. And it's so funny because his is so old. I think he's had it since like birth. That when the team comes to clean, they throw it in the hamper every time, thinking it's like this has got to be. And nope, he pulls it out. Nope, it's mine. So.
Oh, good. I don't feel so strange.
Okay. All right. So I want the viewers to know who they're getting their information from. So can you tell us a little bit about who you are? Are you a mom? Hopefully, as a parenting expert, you at least have one child. Pet, something. Give us something, girl.
Yes. Well, I'm Ellie Hirsch, known as the Mommy Master.
Okay.
I was born and raised in New York. I live in Tampa now for 12 years. I have 3 awesome boys, ages 5, 9, and 11. They definitely keep me busy. I've been married for 16 years. I call myself a single married mother because my husband travels.
Okay.
I never compare myself to a single mom, but that's just the situation that we're in. And I just got a dog. I just got a puppy, a golden doodle. She's 11 weeks, so I just had a baby. That's
Yes.
how I feel.
I would believe that.
Yes.
Yes, because you do. You have to. So I don't know if this is weird. This could be weird, but that's okay. You can judge me. So there's this cat that's the neighbors, but
Yeah.
it's like they take care of it. They give it shots
Yeah.
and the fleas, but it roams in between
Same
homes.
with me in my house.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now I somehow over the past like 3 weeks have fallen in love with this cat.
Aww.
So he comes in and he hides under my tree and he just sleeps there and I'm home. You know, it's just, so I feel like I'm a mom. Like another mom.
Yeah.
But
Very similar.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of, except yours is brand new and puppy, and they like to pee
And
all
bite.
over the bite.
Yes.
Can they eat your shoes?
My son's flip-flops,
Yeah.
but we're pretty good about watching her. But it's definitely added a new element. It's, I feel like I have a 4th child.
Yeah.
5th, including my husband.
Yeah, right. That's what
who
we were
I
talking
love
about
very
earlier.
much, but, come on, let's be
Right.
real.
Yeah.
Um,
They're like children. Big
yeah.
children.
Yes,
Yeah.
big children.
Yeah.
But we love them.
Yeah. So I'm getting my kids some toys and stuff for Christmas, and my husband's like, "Oh, I want that," and I don't want that. I just want his boat but bigger, and I want his car but bigger. So.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a big boy. Okay, all right, very good. So let's talk Mommy Masters now.
Sure.
Okay, how did your life lead you to this?
So I feel like Mommy Masters has been sort of creating itself since I was a little girl. I started writing poetry in 1st grade, sold them on the playground for 10 cents, made $1.
Nice.
I knew then I really wanted to be a writer. I also wanted to be Jane Pauley when I was younger. I used to make fake news reports and get dressed up in my mom's clothes. So I knew that I wanted to be in entertainment. I loved children. I always knew I wanted 3 kids. And it sort of clicked when I had my own kids. I really wanted to share my journey of parenting with everybody and then help other people through their journey and share my secrets to mastering motherhood.
Nice,
Yes.
excellent. So along your journey, didn't you say something when we were chatting about social work or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So after college, and in college I studied family studies, and I really enjoyed working, and enjoy is kind of a weird term, but enjoyed working with children that were abused or that had sort of mental issues. So there's a soft spot for that, and I really like to understand the why of something, the emotional aspect of something. Why are kids behaving the way they behave? So putting all those things together, Mommy Masters was born. It just clicked. I never really knew, what do you want to do when you grow up? I don't know what it's called.
Right.
But it's called
Mommy Masters.
Right. And it all started with a parenting group that I created in my neighborhood when a bunch of us were on maternity leave. And with my advertising background at the time, I got it sponsored. We got great free gear and coupons.
Nice.
And then we all went back to work and it fizzled. And I still kept that, the note that was up in the neighborhood. And it was called Mommy Masters. And when I had kids and stuff, and I wanted something a little bit more than what I was doing at the time, I said, let me start a blog. Let me write about it. And I looked up, and there was that, sign. I said, Mommy Masters, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And we can all master motherhood.
So what is the premise of Mommy Masters? So for those that are like, okay, but what is Mommy Masters?
Sure. So Mommy Masters is a concept about mastering motherhood and what that means to you. Everybody has a different definition of what being an amazing parent is. First, I will start off with saying there is no such thing as a perfect parent. There's no such thing as a perfect child. I never tell people how to parent. I just give them the tools. So whether you're reading my articles on mommymasters.com or other publications, sharing tips from anything to tantrums, how to handle them, and we can't forget about ourselves as women, how to make yourselves feel good, how to fit in time to work out, whether or not you're watching me on news segments, talking about what's going on in the news, things for the holidays, whether I'm working with a business to promote their products through Mommy Masters, or if it's my children's CD, all these tools are what you can utilize to master motherhood.
Okay, excellent. I love that you said you don't have to be perfect. So before this segment, we were chatting about this, and there's so many times like people, maybe you look at my scroll, whoever scroll, and you look and you see all these highlights of how great their children are. I've got pictures of my kids I was telling her at church, and I've got them and my nephews, and it's like the whole pew, and they're just sitting there all praying perfectly. Do you know what it took to get 4 boys, including the big one, to church? No, you don't, because that's not on Facebook.
No.
So, and we see, we see these parents in Hawaii, and their children's got the layout, and do you know what it took for 12 hours on playing with that kid? Puking on them? No, you don't. So we tend to compare ourselves to these people's highlight reel to try to be this perfect person, but no parent has it perfect. Zero.
It's so true. I mean, that's why the videos that I share, especially on Instagram, I'm crying, I'm yelling at my kids, I'm frustrated, I'm sad. People want real and relatable.
Yep.
Moms out there want to know they're not alone, and if they think you're perfect all the time, it makes them feel like, oh man, why am I not doing that? What's wrong with me?
Yep.
What's wrong with my kids? But the truth is, it's good and bad. In an hour period, you love your kid and you want to strangle them at the same time.
Yes, that
so
happens.
the more we share both the good and the bad, it makes us feel human.
Yes.
And together we can master motherhood. It really is helpful to know that there are other people out there experiencing the same thing that you are. And it's those bad, horrible days that make us appreciate the good ones. And the number one thing I love to share is, and my biggest secret to mastering motherhood, do not be afraid to fail.
Okay, I love it.
A lot of people think, oh, well, you're a Mommy Master, you must be. No, that's not about. Everybody has a different definition of what Mommy Masters is. You might be a full-time working mom. When you master motherhood is when you get home and you're able to read your child a book before they go to sleep.
Yep.
Another mom, maybe they want to make a dinner every night or make a craft. Everybody has a different definition. So what you were saying is you cannot compare yourself to what anyone else is doing.
Yes.
That person down the street, she may look beautiful, have her hair and makeup done every day, her kids are dressed to the nines. For all you know, she has 10 loads of laundry that's been sitting there, and she feeds her kids chocolate chips.
You don't know how her marriage is. Maybe your marriage is strong, and you are not a perfect mom, but the person down the street that appears to be perfect, maybe their marriage is crumbling, or maybe they don't have peace of mind inside for something that they're doing.
You never know what someone else is going through, so
know.
you can't judge anybody else. Mind your mommy business and just concentrate on you and your family. That's really all that matters.
Okay, I love it. All right, so don't worry. Everything she said will pertain to dads. We have a whole section coming up to talk about dads, so just hold tight, dads. Okay, very good. So, mompreneur. Am I saying that right? Okay.
Yes.
What is this? Why is it important?
So a mompreneur, she is someone that maybe a stay-at-home mom, but has an amazing business that she created. It's a concept that's all her own. A mompreneur struggles with balancing it all. She wants to do it all. She kicks ass because she's so driven. I'm a mompreneur because I'm a mom. I created my own business. I was staying home with the children. Some women want more. Some women are happy being stay-at-home moms. It is a huge responsibility, and as we all know, moms, the hardest job in the world. But if you're looking to do something more, and I always tell women, do it. If you have an idea for a business, a blog, a charity, anything, do it. What's the worst that can happen? You can fail. And again, what I was saying, big deal. At least you can say that you did something.
And what if you don't?
Right. The whole life you'll be saying, what if, what if? You're teaching your kids to just try and reach for things. And a mompreneur is really important because it tells other moms who might want to do something, you can do this. If I can do it, you can do it. Start out with an idea, and some of us have no idea what we're doing, and that's okay.
Yes. Everything starts out as an idea. The Dr. Jaime show was an idea. Right, Wes? At one point, I was like, I'd love to have my own show one day. And then I sit there, and I started by comparing. I want Ellen's show. That's where I want to go still. But I want the magnitude of her show. So I just wasn't able to even start because, well, you're not going to go from nobody knows Dr. Jaime to now I'm Ellen on prime time. No.
Right, you have to be realistic.
You got to be realistic. But that's the thing. So instead of comparing, instead of just saying I want to go from here to the goal line, I'm like, what's the first step? So for the mom out there that says, I'm good at parenting. I want to do something like this. Start with a blog. That's what
Start
you did.
writing about your experiences. You might inspire people. You have no idea. There are a lot of moms out there who are looking for advice. They want to soak it in. They want to know what other moms are doing, again, because it's all about, not feeling alone. So what I do is every month I do the Mommy Master of the Month on mommymasters.com.
Okay, what is that?
Which is awesome. Basically, if you're a mompreneur, you're starting out, guess what? You probably don't have a lot of money to work with. So I promote these moms for free. I ask them a few questions, and then I write an article about them, and I promote it on all my different social media channels and mommymasters.com, and then they can say, wow, I won the Mommy Master of the Month award. It's about giving back, inspiring, empowering women, and saying, you got an idea? Do it. Start today. Literally, start today, right now. I actually looked up how to write a blog. I mean, yes, it's okay not to know, but we all have to support each other. It's not competition. It's really about just, living your dreams. Do it.
I love it. I love it. And, I just thought about this, and we can talk about this off air, is, put the Mommy Master stamp on those mompreneurs of the month. Bring them to me, and I'll share them out on my social media as well.
Cool.
So that'd be good. Okay. You could be the next mompreneur, or maybe she doesn't know this, but I might tell her to start a dadpreneur after this. So what are some of the common problems that moms tend to face in the business world that you see?
Well, as a mompreneur, again, you're juggling sort of your job as stay-at-home mom and all that, and then you have this business. And I think some people don't take us seriously. They might view it as, well, you're a bored mom and you want to feel important. Ouch, that statement is like horrendous. I used to get,
call you a hater.
I still do get really angry about comments like that, and believe it or not, a lot of them come from women, which is so sad because if you're a wham or a sam or you work outside the home or you travel, whatever you do, support each other. Everybody's different lifestyle. There's not one that's better than the other, but I think, stay-at-home moms have a bad rap. People think they have it so easy. When your kids are younger, I mean, oh my God, you're in it. I mean, you can't even go to the bathroom. No. Yes, it's different and easier.
Well, you
when
can
they're
go
in
to the
school.
bathroom, but they come into the bathroom with you and watch you like this.
Right. But there's definitely, good things about working from home, and there's good things about working out of the home. Depends on your personality, what you want to do. But instead of getting angry, educate people. So say, you know what you're saying is kind of insulting. Actually, here's what I do all day. But if I did eat bonbons and sat in my bed, I wouldn't really explain myself either.
Right.
The other thing I think that mompreneurs face, and this is all women really, all moms, is time management. How do you give 110% to your business, and how do you give 110% to your household, your kids, your husband, yourself? We always forget about ourselves. Some days you can, some days you can't. And that's okay. You might not get something done on your to-do list, or you might not get your kids' favorite donuts in the refrigerator like you had promised, but, just set goals for yourself and try to check at least one off.
And I tell my clients, and I've talked to you about this before, and it also doesn't have to be all or nothing. So if you want the you time and you got to try to find balance in the day, you don't have to go to the gym for 60 minutes. Open an app on your phone, get down in the middle of your kitchen, and do like this 5-minute exercise app that'll tone your arms. But 5 minutes a day will add up. It's better than, well, I couldn't make it to the gym for 60 minutes, so I'm doing nothing all year. No, if you can do a little something, do a little something. Get your kids involved in the app. Okay, let's do our little yoga and take 10 minutes to do it. Something counts.
Yeah, I used to be in the doctor's office with my little guy, I remember, and I would do squats. And the doctor walked in, and I was like, oh my God. But whatever, you know what I mean? The other thing is run around outside with your kid. Get outside, get them off the electronics, fresh air. Take a walk with your kids. Do a nature walk. There's ways to fit it in, and you might not realize it, but there are ways to fit it in. Yeah. But don't pressure yourself that every day you have to do exactly what you set out to do.
Absolutely, and I love that she brought up electronics. We're going to talk about that because that's a hot topic for parents in a little bit here. Okay, all right. So what? We're going to skip that one. We kind of talked about this. So I want to make sure that the dads kind of feel the love out there as well. Dads are a huge part, and I feel like, yes, they've always been a huge part. Dads are so important. My dissertation was on it, so we're not going to be politically correct here. But more and more, they're even more important. It takes two people to run a household. Yeah. I think we need to give them a lot of credit. I think they're doing a damn good job, especially lately. And they're learning to balance. We're kind of learning to balance business and home, and they're now learning how to balance home with business.
Right.
So I guess what are some issues that you see fathers face in the home, and do you have any tips you can share with them today?
So I have something on mommymasters.com called A Dad's Perspective.
Nice.
Because it's not all about the moms. And it's interesting to hear what dads have to say about all things parenting. I mean, how it differs between male and female. And a lot of what I hear from these dads, and I experience this in my own household as well, is that moms always want help. You know, why aren't you helping me do this? Help me do the dishes. Help me bathe the kids. Then they get the help from dad, and then they criticize it. Yes. And I'm guilty too. If my husband's watching, I am guilty for sure, because it's not done the way you want it to be done. Yeah. And there's obviously more than one way to skin a cat. And maybe,
or bathe the child.
Right. Maybe your husband skins that cat next week, not today. Right. You know, and it's kind of gross to even talk about skinning a cat.
Right.
You know, but the idea is that it might not be on your timeline, and it might not be the way you want to do it. But if you constantly criticize, they're gonna be like, then do it yourself. And my husband's definitely going to throw this in my face. Absolutely that I'm saying this. Yeah, but it's true, and I apologize. But it's so hard, especially if you're a type A mom. You know, you want things done now. You want them done how you want them done. But there's definitely more than one way. So if you do want the help, and they're willing to help, and then you do, just, you know, be a little patient. And, you know, it might not be your way, but you're getting that help. So pick a side. Do you want to do it yourself? Or do you want, and
help, but not perfect.
Right. Right.
I talk about that in my book about, like, if you need help with grocery shopping, and so you tell your husband, hey, we're short on eggs, go get it. He goes and gets the eggs. He brings them back. You open them up, and there's 2 broken eggs in there. Why the hell didn't you look at the eggs before you got them? That's what you want to say, but, then I would use it as I hate to say this, it sounds like a child thing, but like a teachable moment. I'd be like, babe, next time you go, can you just open it up and check real quick to make sure that they're not broken?
But thank you so much for helping me.
Thank you.
It is like talking to, I'm not insulting man or dad, but it is almost like you want to talk to them how you talk to your kids. You want to appreciate them. Yes. No, but seriously, a lot, if they're willing to help you, and they should. It's not willing. They should, absolutely, It's their household. It's their children as well. But, just cut them some slack. Recognize the good instead of criticize.
Absolutely.
Recognize.
And I think that goes both ways. Then the more respectable you are to them, you're going to get that in return. Yes. I do think we pick a little bit too much on them, a little bit. Wes, can you cover your ears for this segment?
Exactly.
Because I don't want this thrown in my face either. But yeah, I do. I think we need to cut them some slack and be grateful for the help. And I think that they do want to help. But they are more scared of, I'm not going to do it right. This is going to start a fight. That kind of thing. So, all right. Any other issues that men face in the home? Or Wes, let us know if any questions come in too. Guys, I'd love to hear your questions. If you have any questions that you want to ask Ellie about when it comes to being a dad. Any other ones you can think of? Or those
I think, I know a few stay-at-home dads, and they are so amazing and so into their kids. I love that. And we see more and more stay-at-home dads today, which is fantastic. And I think there should be no judgments. That's what you want to do and you love to do it. And you can do it, absolutely do it.
Do it.
What I hear a lot is, dads are babysitters. So, can you watch the kids tonight? I need to go out, and who's watching your kids tonight? Oh, my husband, he's babysitting. And that term babysitting really irks men because it's their child, so why are you viewing them? I think women can be hypocritical. You want them to be an equal and help, yet you're looking at them as a babysitter that you kind of would pet, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's sort of a struggle, I think, a different perspective for men and women.
I love that. That's a great one. So if you do kind of say that even in a joking way, and even if he laughs about it, I think you are kind of downplaying that role because we need them. We need our dads. I couldn't do it without Wes. It's a teamwork. I say that all the time.
Yep.
So, okay, excellent. Okay, so a dad's perspective, we kind of talked a little bit about that. Go into detail a little bit more about a dad's perspective and some of the things that you learned in the series from them.
Sure. Well, a dad's perspective, and please, if you want to write, if you want to share your perspective, absolutely go to mommymasters.com. Under the tools, you'll find a dad's perspective. It's your opinion on everything and anything parenting.
Nice.
Is something bothering you in your marriage right now? Are you annoyed with your wife because you feel she sees something differently than you do? Write about it. The more you educate us, the more we can, be a little more sensitive to your feelings.
Love it. Yes.
So, it's all about dads too, because it's not just about moms. And we forget about that. There's so many mommy blogs out there, and there's more and more daddy blogs and all that stuff too. But we have to remember that, if you are in a two-person household, it takes two of you. So try to respect each other. I think that's the other thing. Respect goes a long way, and your kids are watching you.
Yes,
So that's the other thing.
Yep, and it can get so frustrating though.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about having a united front. So I'm gonna hold off on what I'm about to say, but it is so important to have a united front in front of the kids, and we'll chat about that. Okay, have you learned anything from the dad blog? Like, have you, or the dad's perspective? Have you ever said, "Oh my God, I didn't know Dad's face that"? Is there anything that pops out in your mind?
Yeah, I think just about Mother's Day and things like that, different holidays that, women, we expect to be showered with gifts and things like that. And sometimes, we may feel that dads are like, oh, like blah, blah, blah. But a lot of them are like, you deserve it. I think we try to convince them a lot of times that, this is our special day and me too, whatever. But a lot of dads, they truly believe that you do deserve it. So give dads, that's what I found just from reading a lot of the articles and stuff. So again, give dads a chance. Don't assume that you have to, say this big spiel about, well, I've done this and I've done this and I deserve the best Mother's Day. They usually know.
They already know.
They can tell.
Oh, Dad, you're so great. Aw.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think likewise in return too, turning the tables a little bit and making sure dads aren't going to say this is why I need a good Father's Day. They won't do what we do, but to recognize that hopefully you've kept track of all the awesome things that they've done and make sure that you shower them with a little love and some funness.
And we get busy with our kids, and they're our number one priority, and sometimes, we need to work on that relationship, and I think that's a great thing. That's what I want to work on for 2018 is, I think showing more respect to my husband and back and forth, because it's all about the kids, but, he's my partner, and so I think that's important to show the children that as well.
And there's so much research out there, I won't get off on a tangent here, but about how you should put your spouse before your kids, and sometimes that's so hard to swallow, to be like, are you kidding me? But you, by being united and loving so much, and your husband or your wife, you're also modeling and setting an example for your children when they leave, and they do leave. And you got to remember that, and when they leave, you're left with the spouse and how you made that relationship.
Right. You'll be a better parent for it.
Yeah, you will. Okay, all right, moving on. What would be the most important thing for a mom to know about dad when it comes to parenting?
Let's see here. I would say that, again, what I was saying before, dads doing things differently.
Okay.
Dads don't always know what to do, and they look to us for those answers. But sometimes we need to let them figure things out for themselves and get rid of the criticism.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
Okay, I love it. And if they do look to you for an answer, to kind of humble yourself down a little bit and kind of explain, hey, this is what we should do, or here's what I'm thinking, or here's how to do it. And then when they do it, and they don't do it perfectly like you, let it go.
Also asking for their opinion, like, what do you think we should do with this? Or, because if you're the one who's taking care of the house, you're making the schedule, you do the social plans, all that stuff. Maybe asking, like, what should we do for dinner tonight? What do you want for dinner tonight? What should we do this weekend? So involving that, it all goes back to respect. I think dads crave respect. If they're working outside the home and they come home, they just want to be respected. They've worked hard, you've worked hard. It's often a fight of who's more tired. I'm with the kids all day, I'm tired.
True.
And that argument, it's exhausting. We're both tired. It's that competition. So I think dads want to be recognized just like moms do. So, you've been with the kids all day, or, who put the soap in the shower? Who put the toilet paper? Like, that's me. People don't realize that, but there's always toilet paper. There's always food in the fridge. Somebody does that. Well, your husband's doing his own thing at work. And you have to respect that as well. So just
Total team
recognizing both, and again, it'll make you a better parent.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so it is. It's total teamwork.
Yes.
And when you come home and you're tired, and the other one's at home and they've been with the kids all day, you're both equally tired.
Just not a contest.
It's not a contest. Sometimes, you know what? Sometimes I feel that way. Wes and I. Sometimes I feel like we kind of do that here and there. You know, we're far from perfect. But I feel that.
I do it a lot with my husband. You know, and he works really hard. He travels for work, and he's out with clients every night. And to me, I might think, well, you're out and you're, having a drink or you're eating and you're but he has to be on. You know what I mean, with clients. So to me, that might look, wow, you're having a good time, and I'm home with the kids in my, pajamas. I haven't washed my hair in 3 days. Yeah. But it's different types of tired.
Yes.
So as long as you respect that, it's huge. It's hard. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
Absolutely, to see each other's sides, but. Sometimes if you sort of switch roles a little bit, like if you're out, and your husband's watching the kids for a couple hours, they'll see that how hard it is. Yeah. And vice versa.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. I love it. Okay. So, I'm going to talk about co-parenting. Most of you know what co-parenting is. It's when mom and dad are divorced, living in separate homes. To you. Yes. What are your top 2 co-parenting tips? Go.
Okay, so it's not about you anymore, your husband. It's about the children. Okay. And also, don't talk nasty. Don't talk badly about your ex-spouse in front of the children, because to your child, they're still their superhero, perhaps. And it's just not fair, and you don't want your ex-spouse to do the same. So concentrate on the children. Work on your stuff when they're not there. Okay. But just be cognizant of what you're saying, what you're doing, because you still want them to respect your ex-spouse.
Totally. And I went through this myself growing up, and I now that I'm married, I could see that if something happened with Wes and I, how mad I could be.
Of course.
Right? And anger is like the strongest emotion. Some people say love is. I sometimes say I think anger is stronger than love.
Right.
And so to have that power and that energy of anger behind you, and then this kid is about to leave you to go see dad, who they love so much, and you're like, are you kidding me?
Right.
Do you have any idea what he's done is what you're thinking? And to not use them as the middleman can be hard. So not to say that it's not hard, but parents, where you want to use your kid as the middleman, get that journal out, see a therapist, do something.
Write a blog, something.
Write a blog. Submit it to a dad's perspective on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But you're teaching your child a message. You're teaching them that in a really rough situation, you're able to rise above it. So your kids are always watching. Everything is a teaching and a learning lesson.
Yes. So. And if the kid feels obligated, Mom told me to tell you that, and da-da-da-da-da. Well, then what's Dad going to do? He's going to fire back at the kid and say, well, you tell your mother this. And that's what the visitation was about then the whole time for this poor kid. So really being cognizant of not using your child as the middleman and talking nasty about the parents. I think that's key. Excellent. Okay. All right. So one thing I always preach to parents, and Wes and I try to focus on, is even if we don't agree on something, that we are a united front. I think it's not okay to have the ball in the house. Wes thinks it's okay to have the ball in the house. Little Blake has the ball in the house. What do we do? Dad wants to play with it. Right. So, but do you think it's important that they stay a united front, Mom and Dad?
I mean, absolutely, because, you don't want one kid asking for something and then, one parent says no and then they run right to the other parent. Kids they sense that, so they know they're going to use it to their advantage. I mean, we have to remember when you get married, it's 2 different personalities coming together, and you might disagree on something, but I have to imagine that, you're married, you're having kids, you believe in the same types of things, find those common grounds and talk about it when the kids are not there. So, if your child asks something and you're disagreeing about it, or can I go here? And one parent says, no, I really don't want you to. I don't believe in doing that. And the other parent says, no, I think it's okay. So you know what? Mommy and Dad are going to talk about the best way to handle this so that it makes sense for you. Yes. And talk about it, and these things take patience and training almost because you want to, get the answers right then and there. Step away and talk about it somewhere else because your kids will pick up on that and then go, well, I know she wants this and he wants that. I'm going to her.
The conquer and divide, I call it.
Yeah. It's not easy. It's a struggle in my house for sure. But just try to be aware of it and step step away and talk about it. Get
Yeah.
back to your kid.
I think we're so in a society of impulsivity. Kids want the answer right now. We want to give the answer right now.
Right.
But Wes, I think you do a really good job of this. Like Blake will ask for a cookie before dinner, and he also has strep throat, and probably cookies aren't the best thing. Dad, can I have a cookie? And then he says, ask your mom.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. My husband does that too.
Yeah.
Which I think is really respectful because they don't want to give the wrong answer, and they look at mom as, yep, mom's running the household and mom knows what time dinner is, and ask mom. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yep.
So
I love it. And then when they get older too, Dad, can I go to Universal? Well, I don't know. Let me talk to mom about it.
Right.
And then we both talk about it. One great way to ruin your credibility, even in business, so separate of even parenting, is to say yes to something and then take your yes back. Or in this case, say, no, you can't have that cookie, and then giving him the cookie anyway. He knows your no means nothing.
Yes.
No is I'll just keep pushing her until she says yes. And you don't want to do that when the kids are 16, because then they will just keep pushing and pushing for bigger things that are much more bigger than a cookie. So no means no, yes means yes. So take time to think about it. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so I want to go in order. We're going to talk about moms, dads, and kids. All right, I'm going to be specific in this question because we're going to kind of go in birth order here. What are some tips you can give to the new mom and dad? Maybe baby was just delivered or they're about to deliver. What are some tips that you can give to these super new parents?
First off, take a deep breath.
Okay.
You're on this new adventure.
And push the baby out.
Yes, you're on this new adventure. It's crazy town for like the first 3 months. The one piece of advice is you and your partner be united front, support each other. I think I got almost divorced 3 times. I have 3 kids.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of moms will agree with that. It's so stressful. No one's sleeping.
Which is the worst part. I think that's the worst part.
Right. So you're just not centered. You have no idea what you're doing probably, and it's just craziness. So take a deep breath and say to your spouse, no matter what happens, if we're upset with each other, let's just walk out. I need your support at that time. So the other thing is everything doesn't always turn out how you want it to be. And you might have noticed this when you gave birth. I wanted a perfect birth. I had 3 C-sections. They were great. At the end of the day, I got my kids. So that's what it's really about. But, some women are very passionate about their birth plans. So you might find from that time, you're almost training yourself. Everything's not going to be perfect. You're not going to go home and your kid's going to go...
Yep.
Breastfeeding might be a struggle. They might be crying. You might have a colicky kid. Maybe there's some health issues. So you kind of have to go with it.
There will be something.
Yes, there's going to be something. And, you have to kind of go with the flow and be patient. But if you're not on the same page with your spouse, if you guys are fighting, if there's a lack of sleep, it's just you're going to break down and feel really depressed. And you just got to take a deep breath and take it minute by minute sometimes. Yes. And don't worry about what anybody else is doing. You're home in your own little bubble for the first 3 months, and just be yourself and learn what you're doing, try new things, and have a great time and enjoy this little bundle of joy that you created with your spouse.
Yes, and to realize too, there are going to be times, no matter how great of a parent you are, that the baby will not stop crying. It won't stop crying. You have changed it. It is not a colicky baby. It's not on medicine. You did the little tummy to the feet to the tummy. The thing doesn't have to fart. I mean, you've tried everything. It's not hungry, and it just wants to cry. Put it in the crib, close the door,
and then cry yourself.
Go in the other room and cry yourself. It's okay.
Absolutely.
As long as they're safe in the crib, you don't have to sit there. Walk out. When you get to the point when you want to rip your hair out and you can't do it anymore, I promise you, new moms, there will be at least one moment that happens.
It's normal. It's absolutely normal.
Just walk away. It's the safest and the best thing that you can do. Moms and dads. Put him in the crib. You got the little camera going on him. He's fine. She's fine. Walk away and take a break.
The other thing to point out is that, and I remember this from my 3 boys, one day you'll do a certain schedule and it'll be awesome and everything will work. The next day you'll do the exact same thing. And it's like, but they didn't sleep. I did the same thing. So be realistic. Know that every day is different. Just a baby's like is a person. You feel differently every day. You wake up, you feel differently. So does a child. So don't get excited and be like, oh my god, I have a sleeper. And then the next day, what happened? I don't get it.
You won't have a sleeper until the teenage years. Then you have like a sleeper because the kid will sleep.
And then you can't get them up.
And then you can't get them up. And then you have like a 2-sleeper, too much of a sleeper.
Right. So you never have.
You never win. There's never
can't win.
Going back to the perfect thing. It doesn't exist.
Can't win.
Okay. So, What about mom and dad who are now welcoming baby 2?
Yes.
So there's definitely a transition in the home. Any tips for that?
So no matter how much you prepare your little child of, mommy's having a baby, you've included them, and they've listened to the baby and felt the baby, no matter what you do, you don't know how they're really going to react when they get home.
Yep.
So you have to be realistic and realize that, mathematically, if you have a certain amount of hours in a day that you have spent with your child, now it's 2 people, so you're not going to really spend the same time with them.
Right.
So be aware of mood changes. Maybe they'll regress with potty training. Maybe your kid's been potty trained for 2 years. Now they're peeing in their bed. Don't get angry with them. Be really patient with
Definitely
them.
don't get angry.
Because it's, this new little person that used to be your number 1, and now there's 2 of you.
Yeah.
The other thing is involve them as much as possible. Make sure they feel important. Maybe they're in charge of helping you with the bottles, and you can't do it without them.
Yeah.
You're my helper. I'm so happy you're here. I don't think I could do this by myself. Make them feel important, but don't deny that they're upset or yell at them. Find out why.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I love it. The bottle thing is something I did with Wesley when Blake came.
Yep.
And he would be, remember, so it was just Wesley, and we were in the car, and he was screaming. I drove like this, and I had the bottle in his mouth, and I'm trying to drive. Well, now I have Wesley back there, so I'm like, Wesley, you're such a big helper. You're the only one that can feed him right now.
Yep.
Wesley remembers that to this day. To this day, he talks about, I was the one that fed him in the back.
Yep.
So he felt so part of it, and I think it is very important to get them involved as much as you possibly can.
And then also one-on-one time still. Absolutely.
Yes.
Make sure you take that time.
Yes.
Because, that's important as well.
Yes, definitely. And when you have a second child, you're going through a transition too, as mom and dad, right?
Yes.
How do we balance the new kid with this one, and we're back to not sleeping again? If you get to transition, the little one gets to transition.
Right.
You can't forget that if you're in transition, they are too. So allow them to cry, wet the bed again. Wet the bed, that's okay. And any potty training, and we might talk about that, I'm not sure in here, but never yell at your kid. Even if they're 3 and they're not getting it yet, do not scream at them when it comes to potty training. That would be the one biggest thing I would say don't do.
Yes. No.
Okay. Okay, danger zone. Teenagers. Okay, any do's and don'ts about parenting in this phase of life? We don't yet have teenagers.
Well, my 11-year-old, I've noticed in the past,
Mine
3
too.
months, a little bit of,
Don't say it. I know.
and you just want to, cuddle, and they're like, all right.
I know. I think I might be getting over this, Mom.
I know. I think it's a balance. I think you have to still be involved, absolutely. And it's a different world with all this technology. We didn't grow up that way. Yep. But you have to give them their space. Show them you trust them. If you show them that, they'll deliver on it.
Yeah.
Don't be that helicopter parent. What are you doing? Where are you going? What are you doing? And you have to, of course, with technology and all that stuff.
Yes.
That's a whole other subject.
Yeah.
But just give them space. And while they're learning about their new bodies, they're going through changes and all that, so are you. You're all kind of transitioning together into this new world. So just, stay patient. Again, it's just a new phase of life. And, it passes. And don't take anything personally that your child says.
Oh, that's huge.
I hate
Especially
you,
that
you're
age.
annoying.
Yeah.
And just say, you know what, I love you. That hurt my feelings, but I know you're just upset. I love you. I'm here if you need me.
Yep.
And
I think giving them space is key in the teenage years. Knowing what they're doing, knowing where they're going. There's some things you have to we got it.
Absolutely.
But to give them a little bit of space, I think is important, especially if there's younger ones in the home.
Yes.
So, even though I have a 7-year-old, he's still close to 11. My 11-year-old's like, Mom, he'll tell me, Mom, I need space from you right now.
Yes.
Okay, Wesley, go close your door. And he's got a lock on it. What's he going to do? He's 11. Lock the door. So he locks it. He takes the space. Brother can't barge in, and it gives him some peace.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Right? Totally. Okay. Let's share some general tips. Let's start with manners. Some kids don't have manners.
And
is there any hope for
some
them?
parents don't have manners.
I know.
Manners start in the home. If you're a parent without manners, you're raising a child without manners. Kids are emulating you. They're looking to you. You are their teacher. So if you're out at the supermarket and somebody sneezes, say God bless you. You're teaching them to do the exact same thing. If you sneeze and someone says God bless you, thank you so much. They're watching you. In fact, a couple of years ago, I remember I was walking out of a Target, and somebody did not hold the door for us, and it kind of slammed in our face. And my son goes, that wasn't very nice. We would have held the door. So use those moments to teach and say, you know what, unfortunately not everyone has manners, but we know that we would have done that for somebody else. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, I have to tell you a story about this. This is crazy. So my sons aren't with me. It's a little off parenting, but I have to throw this guy under the bus because this was one of the worst things I've ever seen someone do in front of my face. My mom and I last week were at the dollar store. I'm in the checkout line. She's already at the door, several feet away from me. I'm like in the middle of paying. There's a woman in a wheelchair trying to get out of the dollar store. My mom herself is disabled, so it's hard for her. So my mom goes and pushes the door open and holds it open as strong as she can to let this woman in the wheelchair out. A perfectly healthy 40-something, early 50-year-old man walks by. My mom says, "Could you grab the door?" Because she couldn't hold it anymore. And he said, "Nope."
Wow.
And kept walking. He sees my mom's can't do it. He sees the lady stuck in the door with the wheelchair and said, "Nope."
That's sad. But that's a teachable moment.
That's a teachable moment.
So if your kid witnessed that and they said, what's going on with that guy? Say, maybe he had a bad day, maybe something's going on, but you always hold the door. And everything is a teachable moment. Whether you're at the supermarket, you're out to dinner in a restaurant, you're in your home. You have to demonstrate good manners. I mean, it's so important because then your children will grow up and then raise their children to have good manners.
Absolutely.
So manners start everywhere.
And it makes people feel respected when you say please and thank you. So you're not just doing it so that you get that thank you, but that when someone else does something for them, they say thank you or please for it, and they don't treat people kind of.
And as a mom, if somebody comes up to you and says, "Your child is so nice and well-mannered," it makes you as a mom feel
It does
like,
feel good.
woohoo, it's like a little bit part of your paycheck. You know what I mean? I know it. So that's nice too. The reward of that is your kid is obviously growing up to be a normal human being with feelings and empathy and all that stuff. But it's nice to be recognized as a parent that you're working hard to teach them these things.
It does feel good. Wes, it feels good when they say that about our kids, right?
At the school all the time. It feels great.
We appreciate that.
Yes.
Okay, finicky eaters. They won't eat anything. Is there any hope for them?
So my kids, I'm really lucky. My kids eat everything.
Okay.
But I feel like sometimes it's on the parents and also society. And the reason is because you go to a restaurant and immediately, here's your kids' menu with chicken fingers, grilled cheese, and hot dogs. People assume kids don't, and it's delicious and my kids love it, but you assume that kids just don't eat stuff. So if you're giving them those options, that's the options they're going to take.
Right.
So
great point.
Yes, I happen to be a foodie. I love food. My rule is you don't have to like everything, but at least try it.
Yep.
My 11-year-old's favorite vegetable is okra. How random is that?
Yes.
My 9-year-old loves sushi and all that stuff because I expose them to it.
Yep.
Maybe shop with them and say, you know what, let's try something new, but why don't you help me? Instead of just putting it on their plate, they've done the whole experience, they've picked it out, and try new colors of food, try new things. And if you don't like it, that's okay, but at least they tried it.
Yeah.
And just, yourself too. If you're not adventurous and, what you put on the dinner table is what they're eating. So
we play off the point system on that one. So we keep track of points, and on Friday we have family night, and they can cash them in on that night. These points don't roll over, by the way, so that they have $1 million when they're 16. They close on Friday.
Right.
So, but you get 1 point at the dinner table if we bring something new and you try it. You get 1 point.
Nice.
You get 2 points if you like it.
Wow.
So you've got to like it. They've got to eat it. The whole
right.
So because sometimes they just this is great. No, but if they like it and they actually eat it. But giving them points is a great way. Give them a sticker, a star, or something is a great way to kind of get them to at least try the new foods.
There are times when my 5-year-old's like, I'm not eating that, and I go, can you just try it? And he goes, I don't like it.
Yeah.
So don't assume your kids aren't going to like something, and here's another great tip. If your older one doesn't like it, make sure they sort of keep that to themselves.
Yeah.
Because the younger one, they look up to them and they're like, this is gross, I'm not eating it. Your 5-year-old will say, this is gross, I'm not eating it. They copy the exact verbatim. So just make sure it's, just smile and say, that's delicious, and all that.
And you can pull your older one aside too.
Yeah.
Like, Wesley, we're having this. I know you don't like it. Don't say anything to your brother. I just want him to at least try it.
Right.
And they will. Right. They'll just shut
and
up.
have fun with it. Try new things and just don't assume your kids, stuck on chicken fingers.
Okay.
Give them something else.
Okay, excellent. I love it. Okay. Is there a certain age to give a child a cell phone?
I am going through this right now. My 11-year-old has a cell phone.
Okay.
And I don't think there is an age because everyone matures differently.
Okay.
I tell my kids, we teach them to be leaders, not followers. So the whole, everyone in my class has one. well, that's great, who cares?
Yeah.
But the reason we gave my son a phone is because he was like left at practice one time in the rain, in the dark, and couldn't get in touch with me.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, I need him to have the phone. And so I think if you set parameters, like it's only for emergencies, blah, 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 now he's playing and on it, and he wants these apps and social media, and I'm like, no, that's not why we got the phone.
Good.
So you have to set different rules and regulations.
Stick to it.
Stick to it, absolutely. And keep saying, I don't care if your friends are downloading that app. It's completely inappropriate. You asked, I answered, end of conversation.
Yep.
But phones these days, it's a lot of safety issues too. You can track your kids with the phone if they need you. And, I like knowing that he has that security if I'm not with him. But it's not an age. It's not at 9 years old or, and they're asking, and these 3-year-olds, 2-year-olds, they're like, they know. They touch the TV because they think it's a screen. So they're aware and they're capable of using it. But, let them be kids. Make sure they're going outside. Personally, if my kids have done their chores, their attitude is in check, they're respectful, they've done everything they need to do, they've worked hard, they've played outside, sure, go on your phone and play or whatever. No problem. But as long as parents don't use it as a babysitter, because an hour goes by real quick and you're trying to get stuff done, just find that balance. And when you decide as a family, stay strong just because everybody else has one, make sure it makes sense for you. And if your kid doesn't like it, guess what? Tough noogies.
Yep, exactly. I love it. And really, the most important thing, I would agree. There's not an age to give your child a cell phone, but no matter what age you give it, you give that phone with a slew of expectations and responsibilities attached to that. And if there's a violation of anyone, out, and you stick to it, even if it's just taking it away for a day.
Yep.
Stick to the day.
Yep.
If it's an hour, an hour. If it's a week, it's a week. Whatever you say, you stick to. But if you're giving a phone so that they're not stuck out in the rain, that doesn't mean I'm giving you a phone so that you can now get a Facebook and an Instagram and a YouTube channel. So
it's a good tool for behavior because what you give, you can take away.
Yes, exactly. So leverage. You've got power in that situation. So leverage it to your advantage. Okay, so we have about 4 minutes left. Dinner is a family, important or no? And I'll probably give you my take on it.
Absolutely important, but it's not always realistic.
Okay.
Maybe it's not dinner. Maybe it's a Sunday breakfast you guys do every Sunday.
Wonderful.
So what works for you may not work for somebody else. It's a time to talk about your day, make memories, laugh, be silly, find out what's going on with your child's life, with your spouse's life, but it's not always realistic. Whatever works for you, make it happen.
I love it. I absolutely agree with that. I think dinner is important if you can do it, even if it's just a 15-minute dinner and it's sloppy joes for the 3rd time this week. That's okay.
Yep.
It doesn't. You don't have to eat at 5:30 like Miss Jones does next door with her 5-course meal. It can be at 9:30 if your kids are up and they should be in bed. Oh well. So but dinner is important. It is a time. Dinner's important if you don't have technology at the table.
That's a no-no with me.
Because then you might as well just not have dinner as a family because you're doing this anyway. And be present. You will find out if your child is being bullied at the dinner table.
Yes.
You will find out that they're scared about that math test tomorrow at the dinner table. So that can be a very important time, even if it's just a 15-minute dinner. So if you can find time, I encourage you to.
Yep.
Okay. Any other common problems or questions that you hear about that we haven't talked about that parents face that you think parents need to know?
I think I've seen a change. It used to be about the tantrums and all that, and now it's about, how do I find time to take care of myself? We don't focus on ourselves as moms a lot, and I've seen a shift in that. Women are like, you know what, I deserve to go work out, and I deserve to do this, and, I want to look nice and feel good about myself, because when you feel good, and you're like, yeah, I'm feeling good, I'm looking good, you're a better parent. People are like, how is that related? Because if you feel positive about yourself, your kids will see that, and you're more patient. When you're more patient and you get less frustrated, you yell less, it just puts you in a frame of mind that's better.
Yeah.
Working out for me is my therapy.
Yes.
I love it. It makes me feel good, and I'm teaching my kids how to live a healthy lifestyle. So just find the time, make the time for yourself. It's so important to be a better parent, a better friend, a better spouse, a better daughter.
I feel like she's my twin, Wes. I know. I do that. Yes, I agree with that. Okay. Holidays are fast approaching. We've got about 2 minutes here.
Yes.
They're literally like a week away. Are there any holiday tips you can share about getting kids involved with the holiday spirit?
Yes, I think what's important is to point out that it's not just about gifts. I mean, sure, it is for the kids and everything, but it's about giving back. It's about family time. You know, you're not in school for the winter break. You know, put your electronics away. Do stuff as a family. Really be present. Have your kids be present. All that other stuff. So maybe you volunteer together. Maybe you decide where you want to volunteer. Maybe, you know, it's Hanukkah right now. Maybe instead of 8 presents, you get 7, and you give that 8th present to organization. Maybe your kids take their own allowance and they buy a gift. Whatever it is that works for your family, try to teach them that it's really not just about them. They don't really need all those gifts. So other people do.
Okay. We did this yesterday with Blake. There is a box in his class for homeless and the homeless, and no one is really giving food. And he said, Mom, I think the school is getting mad. No one's donating any food. I said, is there any food in your box? And he said, there's 2 things in my box, and it's been going on all month. So I said, you know what? If you can remind me next time we go to Publix, we're going to buy stuff for the homeless.
Yes.
So when we went there, you know, we went to the BOGO section and got a ton of stuff. You get 2 for 1. We got, it has to be all like the peanut butters and the non-perishable. So he got his own little basket, and he filled his basket with what he thought the homeless people would want. And we bought it. He took it into school today. He was so proud. He didn't want to go to school today. He hasn't been feeling good. And he said, I want to go because I want to give the food to the homeless.
It makes them feel proud, and they're helping the world, and then you see that, and then maybe another student will say to their parent, I want to go do that.
Yes.
So just teach them it's not just their world that we're living in. There's other people.
Okay, I love it. Ellie, thank you so much
You're
for doing
welcome.
this. Where can we find out everything about Ellie and Mommy Master?
mommymasters.com.
Okay.
And don't forget to check me out on social media. And also, real quick,
I love
my CD, Music is Magical, Children's Songs with Ellie. It's a Parents' Choice Award winner. Educational, topics like potty training, the first day of school, manners, behavior and consequences. And that's it. But
And where can we get that?
Oh, you can get this on mommymasters.com or all over, iTunes or Amazon. And just remember, don't forget, don't be afraid to fail, and have fun with parenting.
I love
have
it.
fun. It goes by quickly. Laugh. Be silly.
That might be the answer to the last question that I'm going to ask you. If you could leave the viewers
Yes.
with one piece of advice, what would that be?
Just laugh. Laugh at yourself. Have fun. If it doesn't work today, try it again tomorrow.
I love it. I love it. Everyone, you are watching the Dr. Jaime Show. Do me a favor. Go to YouTube. Go to iTunes. Subscribe to the Dr. Jaime Show. Every like, every follow brings on amazing guests like this beautiful lady, Ellie Hirsch, sitting next to me with Mommy Masters. mommymasters.com. Right?
Yes.
Excellent. Have a wonderful, happy Friday. Next week on the show, your favorite astrological coach, Marty Montez, to tell us everything that we can expect based on our sign in 2018.
Cool.
Bye.
Cool.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching the Dr. Jaime Show episode this week. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Do me a favor and subscribe to me on iTunes and YouTube. And of course, please give me some feedback on the show. Looking forward to reading it.